Hi guys, welcome back to Martin's Vinyl. I'm finally coming back at you with another record finds video. Apologise for my absence, I've just been wicked busy. I've got this new job that's taking up a lot of time and stress, and the free time that I have, I got to spend it with my family, and the very, very small window that I have to go out looking and finding and buying records, I want to share it with you. But before we get into that, I did make a video not that long ago about my top 10 most listened to albums. And I promised in that video that I'd be making a video about my top 10 favourite albums of all time. And another video about my top 10 favourite albums according to my teenage self, which would be quite interesting. But I'm still waiting for a couple of records to arrive before I can make that video. I really want to show you guys those albums in a vinyl format, being part of the vinyl community. You want to see it on vinyl, don't you? Anyway, but don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss those videos. But in the meantime, let me show you about all the Grails and all the records that I've been finding and listening to lately. I've been, finding records everywhere at the moment. I've been to a Carboot as well, found some great stuff, very, very cheap. I've got a couple Grails, I've got a couple promos to show you. And also some records from a genre I'll never talk about. It's some funk and soul records as well. Right, so let's not waste any more time. Let's do it. Right, guys, first record I'm going to show you is Peebles, I Can't Stand the Rain from 1974. There's lots of videos right now in the vinyl community. They're all saying who their favourite female singer is. If I was going to be making one of those videos, Peebles is definitely up there for me. She, for me, the equivalent of Al Green, and she's always mentioned the same breath as Aretha Franklin. If you don't know why, buy this album. Peebles is without doubt one of the greatest, if not best, female soul singers of all time. Tracks to listen to is I Can't Stand the Rain, which we know was covered by Tina Turner and countless others. That being said, I have a record I'm going to show you later that do actually cover Peebles' Can't Stand the Rain, so I'll talk about that record in a bit. Another track to check out is Gonna Tear Your Playhouse Down. A great song and a truly great album. If you don't know her, you don't know this album, you're missing out big time. Too little is known about Ann Peebles, given the fantastic work she's done. If you're fans of R&B, gospel, soul, you will find this album as a pure masterpiece. Top-notch stuff. Alright, next record. Alright, next record I want to show you guys is B.B. King's Completely Well from 1974. I'm a massive B.B. King fan. I'm trying to collect everything by him. But that is kind of a monster task because he's been at it for decades and he's got quite a lot of records out there. The one that I really want is Live at the Regal, but that's super rare and super expensive to get your hands on a first press. Now this is a first press. Not only that, it's a Japanese first press. And not only that, it's a promo copy of Completely Well. So yeah, this is not only that, it's in great condition. This thing is near mint from 1974 from Japan. This is in incredible condition. Anything really worth noting though, that this is the album that gave birth to his breakthrough hit that put him more into the mainstream light with the track The Thrill Is Gone. So very happy to find this one. When it comes to the more easy to find stuff, I really want it to be unique if I'm going to pick it up. And staying on the B.B. King promo front, I managed to pick this up for a couple £. This is a promo 7-inch of the track Better Not Look Down. This is from the 1979 album Take It Home. I don't have a copy of that, but like I said, once I find like a really good clean copy or something unique about it, then I'll grab that one. That one's not that hard to find. Anyway. Right, this next record I'm interested to talk about purely because it's kind of, I always find it seems to be a love-hate relationship with lots of people. Either people get it or they just completely disown it. So I'm going to tell you my side about this record, and please leave a comment if you think any differently and make it open for discussion because I'd love to talk about this more. This is television adventure from 1978. Another promo. But as others have noted in their videos, Adventure has always taken a critical pounding from journalists and fans alike for 40 plus years. So I've always been put off by this album with the negative vibes surrounding it. All I can say is, what a shame. I've been missing out for so long. It's a really good album. The problem, I think, is that this followed their monster album, Marquee Moon. And I think at the time, people, fans, were annoyed that it wasn't in the same style as their debut. So it's not Marquee Moon Part 2. But if you're like me and you didn't grow up in the 70s, but are an outsider looking in, I think you'll like this album. Yeah, it's not Marquee Moon. But then again, Medal by Pink Floyd isn't quite Dark Side of the Moon. Rubber Soul isn't quite Revolver. Closer by Joy Division isn't quite Unknown Pleasures. But that doesn't mean any of them are bad albums. Adventure is definitely more produced and more radio friendly for the masses. But if Marquee Moon floats your boat, as it should, because it's one of the greatest guitar albums ever, this will too. This will definitely float your boat, but just in a softer, less life-changing way. I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but it's still a really good album and a really good listen. And again, like I said, leave a comment. Let's talk about it. Right, next record I'm going to show you is the only record I bought at the record fair, my local record fair. This is Neil Young's Old Ways. I'm a massive Neil Young fan, just like B.B. King. I want to get his back catalogue, but again, that's quite a difficult task because there's a lot of albums by each of them. But I picked this one up for my good friend Richard Warwick. He's a super, super nice guy. If you ever decide to go to Southampton Record Fair, be sure to introduce yourself. He's part of the vinyl community as well. He's got a channel. I'll be sure to put a link in for you guys to click on and subscribe because he does very good content. But back to this album. I never really listened to this album in full until I picked it up. And this is definitely more country. If you're fans of Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings, then this is the Neil Young album for you because they're both in it. This is definitely not Harvest or After the Gold Rush, which is more on the folk rock music side of things. So if you're a fan of country, then this is the Neil Young album for you. Alright, and that's what I picked up at the record fair. Alright, the next bunch of records I'm going to show you is the records I found at a Carboot sale. I never find anything at a Carboot sale. I never get there as early as I like, because I normally, most of the time I have my family with me. But if you have been to the Carboot sale, you'd probably notice there's a lot of people that get there really early, like ridiculously early, as people are unpacking to try and buy records and what else before the big crowd start coming in. And I can't help but notice, because of the internet, everyone knows the price of everything now. So even if there is a couple of records there, people aren't willing to let it go for any cheaper for what they find online. But anyway, I picked up a good bunch of records here, and I've only spent a couple £1 on each of them. I never find anything at a Carboot, so very lucky this time around. First one I want to show you is Neil Young's Decade. As a record collector, I really don't do best of or compilations, but I only picked this up for a couple £1, and I love this album. This is the very first Neil Young album I ever picked up. This is what introduced me to Neil Young. When it comes to making my video of my favourite albums according to my teenage self, this one was definitely in it. I had this on CD and never left the car. Super excited to finally have this on vinyl. I know they're not that expensive. I think you can get a good copy for like £20. But like I said, I never really do best ofs or compilations. It's got a lot of his hits from Harvest and After Gold Rush on here. I've listened to it, and it was all pure nostalgia because I knew what the next song and everything was going on. It's 3 vinyls, so 6 sides, full of Neil Young gold. Another record I picked up for very cheap was The Undisputed Truth Smokin' from 1979. An American Motown recording act great psychedelic soul, psychedelic funk. This is an American press as well from 1979. Funnily enough, talking about Neil Young, Undisputed Truth actually do a cover of a Neil Young song. It's not on this album though, it's on the album Cosmic Truth. They do a cover of Down by the River, and it's incredible. So if you don't know what Undisputed Truth are, check out that track, and you like them. But this is still a very good album. It's a cracking funk band, very underrated band, created by the producer Norman Whitfield, who worked at Motown Records, and he's worked with the likes of Marvin Gaye and the Temptations. Check them out if you haven't heard of them. It's really good funk and soul. It'll get you moving, it will, yeah. Right, I don't know too much about this band or album, so you guys might have to help me out. This is Eruption from 1978. They're a British band, and they're known for their disco, R&B, soul. They're best known, as I was saying, for their cover of I Can't Stand the Rain by Peebles. I didn't spend a lot for this one, £1. My wife is a big fan of this one. She enjoys listening to this one, so like I said, if you guys know more about it, anything interesting about it, let me know in the comments section. This was a really good find. This is Strider Exposed. I've been after this one for a while, but it's quite hard to find a really good, clean copy of it. This is from 1973, first press on the GM record label. Really good blues rock. Gary Granger, the guitarist, plays the right kind of fuzzy blues rock that I really, really like. If you haven't heard of them, they supported the likes of Humble Pie and Status Quo, Deep Purple, back in their heyday. This is a great down-to-earth rock blues band. Sadly, didn't last very long. I mean, this was their debut album, but even by their second album, the lineup completely changed, and so did the music. Never mind, but got this for very cheap. Yes, I did get it very cheap. I think you can find a good copy for about £15 or so. If you haven't heard of them, Strider Exposed. Give them a listen online. Really good stuff. Right, and this is the last one I'm going to leave you, but it was an incredible find at the Carboot sale. This is Cramps Off the Bone. I got this for £3, and this isn't a first press. The UK first press have the 3D glasses cover. This is a European press. I believe my one came from Holland, but it is a first press. Give me that. But it's got all the hits on it. Garbage Man, Human Fly, Goo Goo Muck is all on there. But what I'm find for £3, and these ones go for about £40, a good clean copy. So, very, very good trip to the Carboot for once, finally. Well, that's what I'm going to leave you all with. Like I said, stay tuned, because I'm trying to compile those top 10 videos to hit you very soon. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.